Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more BattleTech and my continued look at the backer beta build and the single player skirmish mode that is currently the only mode available. This time around, I'll be doing another gimmick build that is similar to the build that I did in my last video where I focused on a single weapon system, the PPC. This time around, I'll be focusing on a weapon group, and that is autocannons. So all of the mech in my Lance loadout use autocannons as their main damage dealer. At least that's the idea. Now this build has a little bit more flexibility, especially if you're looser with your definition. If you don't go for the main damage dealer and all you're focusing on is autocannons for them to have an autocannon of some type, then you have a lot of flexibility because there's a lot of mechs that have autocannons. And even if you're going with the main damage dealer, you have some flexibility depending on what budget level you're looking at. For instance, I can swap out the hunchback that I have here with a urban mech that would fit. An AC-10 is your main damage dealer, and then all you have is a small laser beside that. You could swap out the hunchback, and then maybe you could put in, at the top end, you could put in an Atlas. Now the Atlas, the AC-20 that you have wouldn't be your main damage dealer because you have a lot of other weapon systems besides an LRM-20, a number of medium lasers, and SRM-6, but it would still fit the build if you want to be a little bit looser with your build and how you're going to do it. But for this case, I'm going to go ahead with the hunchback here, and we'll go through. Now, we've seen the hunchback on a number of occasions, but just to go over it very quickly, for those that haven't seen my other videos, our main damage dealer is going to be an AC-20, which is going to do a lot of damage up close. As far as my other weapons go, I have a couple medium lasers and I have a small laser. So we do have some backup firepower with some lasers. And we are going to see backup firepower with all of these mechs, just like you would even with the PPC build that I did. The Centurion is the mech that, kind of like the Griffin I used in that PPC build, it's not really truly the main damage dealer. You have the AC-10, but really matching it is an LRM-10, and you also have a couple medium lasers as well. So this is a more well-rounded mech out of the mechs that I'm using, but I wanted to use an AC-10 somewhere in the build, and this fit the budget nicely, so that's what I went for. Another mech that you could possibly slot in if you wanted to use an AC-5, for example, would be maybe the Shadowhawk here. Unfortunately, it's kind of harder to fit the Shadowhawk. Well, technically, I could replace the Centurion if I wanted to go the Shadowhawk, but I feel like the Centurion more fits the build that I'm going for than the Shadowhawk does. I think I said that right. Centurion fits it better than Shadowhawk. But it's something you could do, again, if you want that little bit of flexibility, and there is room in the budget for that switch if you wanted to make it. But in any case, let's go ahead and of course, not the Centurion with the large laser here, the one with the AC-10. Okay, and then the obvious choice here is the Jaeger mech, which is going to have the really heavy autocannon loadout. I mean, predominantly focused around autocannons. So we've got two AC-2s and two AC-5s, and then you've got some backup medium lasers as well. Now there is another build you can do here that's going to swap out the AC-5s for LRM-15s. This is obviously not appropriate comparatively, so we're going to be using the Jaeger mech. And I feel like if you're going to go with an autocannon build, you have to have the Jaeger mech in here. Another thing I'll point out is as we have more mechs that are from the list of mechs that they're going to be putting into the game added in, you'll have even more flexibility because you'll have things like the Blackjack added into the game that at a lower cost level will kind of fit the bill, maybe that a Jaeger mech would do at a higher cost level. So you have more flexibility, as I was saying. And then finally we have the Victor, which again we've seen on a number of occasions in my loadouts. And again, the main damage dealer here is going to be an AC-20. And then you have some backup medium lasers and an SRM-4 as your other firepower. So as far as the pilots I chose, I didn't end up going with Witness for the sensor lock ability. We're going to be without sensor lock for this particular video. Instead, I just tried to focus on survivability and damage. So the Centurion has that AC-10. We can use Precision Strike to remove cover bonuses if we just want to focus on the AC-10. We also have an LRM-10. So we can use the Centurion for some indirect fire if we want. The Hunchback and the Victor's job is to get up close and personal and brawl, and then the Yager mech's job is to stay back and use some direct fire support. Now, the important thing is direct fire, kind of like what we saw with the PPC build. You need a direct line of sight. You're not going to be able to use this without that line of sight. But I think with the fact that we're going to be putting the Victor and the Hunchback up close and personal because that AC-20 is close range, we should still establish sight lines even if we don't have the sensor lock ability. It's not going to be quite as effective, but that's the way we're going with that. Now, as far as the pilots I chose, again, we've got defensibility here with Ozone, being able to use that bulwark trait, and then Paradise being able to give you evasive even when you're moving. So we're going to try and keep the Victor moving. And then as far as my other two pilots, I mostly did this for gunnery skill because these are going to be our support mechs. I've already discussed why I took Precision Strike. As far as Wildfire, why I took her, I just wanted to do something a little bit different. And with as many weapon systems as we have, we could conceivably use her multi-target ability. It's not really something that I'm a big fan of, but it's something we could do. And as far as the map we're going to use, I'm going to do the Death Valley map, just because I think it's been a while since we played it. And also the fact that we're using ballistic weapons as our main armament, we should do pretty well as far as heat efficiency. So we won't need bodies of water or anything like that, at least in theory. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to have our normal random opponent here. And let's see how we do.
Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Another thing that gives you a lot of flexibility with just an autocannon build, if you're using the whole weapon group, is you have a lot of different range brackets addressed with the different types of autocannon. So we've got AC-2s and AC-5s in our Yager mech. Those are pretty good long-range firepower. The AC-10 is going to be good medium-range firepower, and then for more close-in firepower, you've got that AC-20. All right, so let's go ahead and launch in here.
Command interface.
Now, the one thing that we won't have advantage of is the mineral fields here. You get an additional 25% damage if you're using an energy weapon on somebody that's in a mineral field. So if that is the case with one of our weapons, using ballistic weapons, we won't really get any advantage with that. We'll have to keep that in mind, though, and not step on patches like this if we're going to be targets of energy weapon fire. But otherwise, I think we're pretty good to go. So let's just go ahead. We know we're going to want to have the Victor and the Hunchback up close and personal, so let's go ahead and do that now. I thought about putting one of the Angel of Death pilots in the Victor as well to give me more jump jet range, but I think Paradise works for this build as well. Now, the placement of our Yager mech, I could go a couple different places. I could go up here on this ridge here, and then we would have fire in anyone that's in this area. Or we could go out this way, and we would have fire on anyone in this lane. I think the up on the ridge, though, is the right move. So I'm going to start moving up that way. And then finally, we have our Centurion, who I might stick in behind this rock here. Now, we're not a particularly quick lance. None of our mechs really have great foot speed. We do have the advantage of jump jets with the Victor for some maneuverability to jump over rocks and things. Alright, I don't expect to get sensor contact this turn. Especially not this turn. Okay, so we're just going to continue with Paradise continuing to jog this way. We'll keep in cover as much as possible. And then we'll have our Hunchback run over this way. Probably plant Ozone in the woods here and just sit him there and use that bulwark trait to give him strong cover. Okay, and then we just need to move our Yager mech. I think I'll put her right here.
Roger.
And then finally, Sumo, I think we're going to put in behind this rock, as I said. We could put him over here, too. Either one would work. So I expect next turn to be the turn that we get sensor contacts. It's possible we'll get it this turn, but I don't think so, unless they have a really fast mech that's just going to run right at me. And I have no idea what their loadout's going to be. Hopefully it's something different, because we've had the same loadout as our enemy a couple times in a row now. Okay, so I want to run in here and get in the woods. But I want to be able to put it in a position where we're not going to need to move. So ideally, you're going to want to be somewhere where you can rotate and face the enemy. So I think it's probably going to be either here. Yeah, this isn't probably a bad spot right here. So on this turn, we'll have the advantage of evasive and cover. And then next turn, we'll have the advantage, if we stay put and fire, we'll have the advantage of the bulwark trait. I hope we got cover there. You know what? I don't think we got cover there. Did we? No, we didn't. That sucks. All right, I'm pretty sure that that space was highlighted green, but I think that is one of the bugs that they've indicated that they're aware of, that some hexes are listed with a green spot, but they aren't actually correctly in forest or what have you. So I might have, I didn't pay close enough attention there. That's okay. We'll move into the forest here as well. Now, I have to keep in mind that I want to keep moving Paradise so that we get that evasive bonus all the time. I mean, of course, we'll get it this turn as well, but... Okay, so the Centurion, I'm just going to go ahead and move in behind this rock here. I should be good positioning to be able to get some indirect fire. And we could also poke over here if we've got a sensor contact in this area and maybe hit them with the AC-10 or what have you. And with you... Let's just move over a slight bit. And if we don't have good line of sight because of the hill, we can always just step up a little bit. Okay, here comes our sensor contact. What do we got? No info yet. A little too close. Not quite here yet. Now, we don't have any light mechs, so if they have any light mechs, they'll get to go first. Oh, did they already go? Okay. So this must have been a light mech here because we saw that move first. All right, well, we're not in the woods regardless, but it doesn't really matter because our bulwark trait will work regardless. I think we just reserve here, honestly. We don't have any line of sight, and they might have line of sight of me, but if they do, we still have evasive as a defensive bonus here, so I'm just going to go ahead and reserve, and we'll see what happens. If they hit us, and that means they have line of sight, and I don't, and then we're at quite a disadvantage. But no, here comes a quick draw. Now, I expect to see some fire here, because that mech should have been close enough to be able to hit me. Okay, we took some damage there. We managed to dodge some of it. A lot of that focused in on our center torso. We're going to see a little bit more fire here. Hopefully it misses. And we're able to dodge some of it. Alright, so to respond to that, we're going to go ahead and move Ozone first, because we're going to want to get that guard going. And when I say move, I mean just sit here and fire. So we're going to fire everything we've got here. 2 medium lasers and an AC-20. We really want that AC-20 to hit. Let's go ahead and fire. Okay, the AC-20 did hit him in the kneecap there. Ate through that armor. We might be able to get a leg kill on this guy. Okay, now we have the choice of Sumo or... Now, I could just move Sumo in here and use Sumo to poke at a little bit longer range at this guy, the quick draw. Or I could stay back and indirect fire. But you know what? We're wanting to use our autocannon. So let's get in there. This should be close enough range that we can use that autocannon. We will have the cover. At least we should, unless that was improperly marked yet again. Now, we got it. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to turn off one of the medium lasers just to try and keep the temperatures a little bit cooler. And one thing I will point out is I think there was a little bit of discussion when I did my Cool Runnings video, because I did it in this map, that heat efficiency wasn't as good on this map. As far as I know, yes, there's dialogue that says that, but there's actually no indicator here that says that there is some heat efficiency effect. So I don't know that for sure. In any case, let's go ahead and fire what we've got here. Okay, it looks like we hit with the AC-10, blew off the arm there, and then some good damage with the LRM-10 there. Okay, we have Wildfire up on the hill. We should have line of sight here. And I figure, why don't we just keep hitting that quick draw? I could wait for their assault mech to see what's going on with that, but honestly, we've got a good target here. Maybe I want to move in a little bit, just a slight bit, so that we have our maybe a little bit better chance to hit here. I don't know if it's going to improve that much, but maybe a little bit. Okay, let's see if this is any better. Not really. We're still going to fire the AC-5s, though, because we've got 30 shots. Why not use them? So, here we go. Okay, it looks like we managed to hit with all of them. So, we've taken out both of the arms of the quick draw, taking a lot of its damage. Well, not a lot, just a little bit of its damage. Only a couple medium lasers. Most of its damage is in its torsos. Okay, so their assault mech already went. So I guess it's our turn. And we are going to want to move just so that we... Will I want to establish a line of sight here? Or will I want to stay back and let them come forward to me? I don't know what this mech is here. So I think we'll just move and address this quick draw here.
I understand.
And by moving, we're establishing our evasive again. And we'll hit everything we have here. Why not? We might be able to take the quick draw out in one go.
I have a good feeling about it.
Okay, we managed to hit the other leg with our AC-20. That's unfortunate that we were hitting the legs there, because really if we had hit the torso sections, we might have killed this guy in this turn. Now we could focus on the legs and try and take him out before he gets a chance to move, which may be possible. I think that quick draw, though, is moving... Okay, we have a Jenner. That's their light mech. And we managed to dodge the vast majority of that damage, which is fantastic. Especially as we also had the reduction of damage going in our favor. Okay, now it's medium mech time. And we might as well use our medium mechs here.
Something I can do.
And I think the mech here that has the best chance of possibly taking out the quick draw is actually our Centurion. So... Let's see what our chance to hit is. I mean, in theory, we could go with the AC-20. As a matter of fact, no, our chance to hit is not particularly good here. So let's switch over to Ozone
Orders?
and see what our chance to hit with him is. Okay, still not great, unfortunately. Do we go for the leg kill? The problem is, if I go for the right leg, which is the one that's likely to get knocked out here, I won't actually be able to kill the left leg here as well. I could go for the left torso and try and just remove more weapons, because I get the feeling that this mech is going to go next. So why don't I just go ahead and do that? I'm going to focus on the left torso. Hopefully our AC-20 hits. And we'll fire.
Firing.
Okay, it looks like it hit. Oh, no, we got misses there. I think the AC-20 missed. That sucks, because that would have possibly even killed the quick draw. And if not, it would have at least removed some of the firepower there. But instead, we're going to get fired on by a good portion of the quick draw's firepower here. Fortunately, not attacking the back of my Victor, but it's possible they didn't really have a target there. Not enough turn. I don't know if that's necessarily true, though. Okay, so we can... retaliate, though, against that mech, and I think we should. Now, he's in cover. I could fire just my AC-10 to try and remove the cover, but at this range, I think we're better off hitting him with more weapons here. We're going to turn off the LRM-10 because it doesn't have really good targeting at this range, and we'll just fire away, hopefully killing the quick draw.
Make 'em set.
Okay, we got a good hit there. Managed to take out the weapons I would have preferred to take out last action. Maybe I would have been better off with a Centurion. Okay, here we get some fire against our Victor. Which, not very much of that even hit. Is this the same loadout we fought in a previous time? So I'm going to guess the assault mech is the Victor. Jeez, every time I go random, I get the exact same mech loadout. All right, well, we've got Wildfire here, and we have the target like right in front of us here, so I figure why not go for it. Might as well fire all the weapons we have, because I don't think this quick draw is going to be alive after this. We could go multi-target, and I'm tempted to do that. We maybe fire the AC-2s at the Jenner up there. It might reduce the overall chance to fight, though. Let's go with this. Okay, so we've got multi-target. We're going to select the quick draw first. This is going to be A's, except we're going to turn off the AC-2s. And then our second mech is going to be the Jenner, which is B, which we will turn that to B. All right, so that does reduce our chance to hit, I think, pretty significantly. But that's what we're going to do. So let's fire away. Okay, we did manage to take out that leg. And we missed with those shots because of the evasive. Okay, well, we can go for that leg kill now, if we want to. Alright, so we could try and continue to go after this Jenner, and I think I am going to do that. So I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to go after this Jenner. Now, that does mean that it's quite possible that this will be evaded, whatever I do. But we're going to go for it nonetheless. I am going to fire the AC-20, because what the heck, why not? If we hit with this, it will be devastating. No, it missed. Okay, I managed to do a little tiny bit of damage, but not much, because all that evasive. Okay, light mech again. Might get in behind one of my mechs. We'll have to see. No, going after the hunchback. I'm going to try and make that Jenner regret that. Getting that close to our victor, kind of a mistake. Okay, let's get this kill.
What's up, Commander?
Against the quick draw here, and I'm going to focus on the leg. That should take him out.
I'm gonna make some quick.
I don't think it actually hit the leg, so my bad. Here comes the quick draw back again. Now, I don't know if it has an SRM4, but maybe not the ammo to use it. So we might see a punch here, or the AI just does that, which I'm not sure how to feel about that. Okay, we're going to attack here. I'm going to ignore the quick draw because it's not really a threat. I'm gonna hold my action here. I think that's the right course of action. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I use the Victor to punch the Jenner, I will remove the Jenner's guard, I think, or the cover. No, I can't remove the cover. Maybe I'll remove the evasive. Something good. I'll do something good there. All right, let's go ahead and reserve, which is going to allow their Kintaro to continue to use long-range firepower against me. And this is something that we've seen time and time again. The Kintaro just not using its weapons appropriately. It's a close-in mech. It's supposed to be using close-in firepower, and it's not really doing that. We're going to reserve again, because we really want... Fortunately, we did take that AC-20 hit, so there are evasive not doing nearly the kind of work that the enemy is getting out of their evasive. Okay, now let's use Paradise here, and we're going to punch the Jenner. Now, it's not allowing me to move into a different spot, so we might not get our evasive this turn, but I still think this is worth doing. We've got a 77% chance to hit, which is not super high, but I'm hoping it will hit, because we want to remove this evasive if we can. There we go, and we do good damage anyway. Perfect. We remove the evasive. Now we can follow that up with good firepower from our other mechs. So... actually, the question is, though, who's the better target here? As far as Ozone's considered, I mean, I still want to stay still so that we get... Okay, that's not a really good target. We are going to go for the Jenner here, and I'm going to fire everything I've got. I'm hoping we hit here.
I'm on him.
We did manage to hit with the AC-20. That's going to be devastating. Okay, so the Jenner is still standing. We can go Inspire here, and this will make the Jenner an extremely easy target. And we could also use a multi-fire on the Jenner, because more than likely what firepower we have in this Jaeger mech is going to be super overkill. So I'm going to inspire.
Come on, people. Let's make it happen.
Then we're going to multi-target. We're going to choose Jenner as the A. And as far as our A, I think we go with medium lasers we are not in range of. AC-5s for sure. And then our B target is going to be AC-2s. And that's going to be my designation. Let's fire. We might not take out this Jenner, but I think it's worth trying. We did manage to get a kill. Oh, you know what? I think I screwed up that designation. Whoops. I did all of my firepower against the Jenner. Oh, well, we took him out, so that's what's important. Okay, so, let's start with Sumo here. And I'm going to back up. Let's say to there. And we're just going to empty into this quick draw and try and kill it. So, LRM-10 here, also firing, and let's see if we can get a kill. It looks like we got it. Okay, that's the important kill.
Later, dumbass.
Now we'll be able to... Oh, the Kintara is going to continue to be silly. I even forgot that that was in the fight. I thought we just had one mech to fight here. I mean, technically we do, because that LRM-5 is non-existent damage, really. Okay, well, we've got a couple choices here. We can go for the AC-20 now, or we can just reserve. And I think that's really a good call. So let's just reserve. Now, I may hit with Wildfire here, depending on what my chance to hit is. It's all 95s, so that's what we're going to go with. Well, actually, that's not true. 65 for the AC-5s. We're still going to fire them off, though. And managed to miss with one of those, but it's still good damage, nonetheless. We're going to reserve one more time. Allow their assault mech to do what it's going to do, which is maybe come over here and do some good damage to our Victor. It looks like a punch. Which hurts. And does take away my steady, but what's going to hurt more here is me attacking and hitting with all my weapons here. Now, I missed with the AC-20 again. That happens far too often, in my opinion. We did take a little extra heat there, so I'm going to have to be careful about that in the future. Now, the question here is, do we just stand and fight? Or do we move around a little bit? I'm not going to get any evasive at this stage, so it's really depends a lot on what I want to do here. Do I want to punch and trade? Or do I want to use my weapons? And I think the weapons is the right call here. When he's not had cover. If he had cover, I'd think about the other thing. Especially as we're an AC-20 build here. We want to see that AC-20 hit. And there we go, we actually hit with it. Unfortunately, we keep hitting them in the legs with our AC-20, which is not really the game plan. Oh no, not some more LRM-5s. Ow! Actually, that did finally eat through my armor. Okay, so we'll start with Ozone here. Hopefully this time we can actually hit with our AC-20. We are going to turn off the medium lasers, though, and the small laser, so we can at least get the AC-20 fire going. Hit, bastard. Oh, look, we hit him in the leg again.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Okay, we managed to knock him unsteady. Okay, so Sumo is going to be able to get into the cover here and fire off an Alpha Strike here, maybe. We'll see what the heat's like at this stage. Okay, we're going to have to turn off, I think, both medium lasers, which don't necessarily have a great chance to hit anyway. Let's fire. Okay, we managed to blow off the arm, which is going to remove the medium lasers, which is good. Knock him down. And we might go for a leg kill here. So, we're going to go with Wildfire. And I'm not going to Inspire. I think I'm just going to do a normal attack. And we're going to go for the leg that is the most damaged. We have the same chance to hit with all of our autocannons. So we're going to go for that leg. Okay, we did manage to knock it out. So if we can hit the last leg, this mech's donezo. It is going to get back up, though, so I won't get another targeted strike. And I'm going to see possibly another punch here. No, I'm going to go for that AC-20, and of course it hits. But we do have the damage, so it's not too bad.
Real good here.
Okay, so Paradise gets to respond. And we are going to inspire here. Inspire.
Ha-ha! You people don't know who you're dealing with.
Okay, and then we're just going to attack with our normal weapons. This is going to be devastating. We could punch here, but I think that normal weapons fire is what we're going to go with. We're going to Alpha Strike here to guarantee maybe a kill. Okay, AC-20 did manage to hit.
That's a critical hit.
Okay, we did not kill him, but we did manage to take out his arm, which I believe has his AC-20 in it, which is his main firepower. Oh no, not an LRM-5 shot.
I'm under.
You're making me cry here. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. So he's got really no firepower outside that SRM-4. We are going to select Ozone here, and we're going to attack him. And we're just going to hit him with the AC-20 yet again. Hopefully taking him out.
Here we go.
And we miss with a 90% chance to hit. We're almost out of AC-20 ammo, too.
That's a miss.
Yeah, I noticed it was a miss. Thank you.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
Okay, so we're going to just attack here. LRM-10 is not looking like it's going to land. I'll go ahead and heat myself up a little bit. Okay, there goes some more damage. Now this thing has really no weapon systems that it can do any real damage out. It can still punch me, though. Okay, we're going to lay into this guy with our AC-5s and AC-2s. All we need to do is get some leg hits here. But unfortunately, he's just going to get right back up. Now, I've done some pilot hits to this guy, but he's going to get up and he's going to hit me at this stage. I know that's going to happen. Let's see who he hits here. He's just going to hit our Victor. This might actually do heavy damage, though, depending on where it hits.
Internal structure damage.
And knocks me down. But we were going to brace if we had killed the Victor this turn anyway. I would have killed the Victor if that AC-20 would have hit. I mean, that's just for sure, no questions asked, that would have killed the Victor. I think I am going to punch in this situation, just to try and take this guy out.
Back up. Let's go.
Actually, no, that's not the right course of action. I want evasive here, so I'm going to move. And we're going to shoot at him again. My chance to hit with the AC-20 is not particularly good, but I'm still going to fire it because we have 11 shots. And at this point, we only have I am going to have to turn some of my weapon systems off, though. Ugh. Alright, we'll go with that for now.
He's going down.
We did manage to hit with the AC-20, so that's the important bit. And he's still alive. Alright, well, we better get a kill here soon. The important bit is the dodge, that we might dodge some of this firepower. The massive amounts of firepower coming our way. Okay.
Orders.
At this stage, I'm just going to go in and punch this guy. I'm sick and tired of this. Let's engage. I'm going to turn on the small laser, though. Okay, we got him. So now this Kintaro actually has to come to me. This is going to give me time to cool off. I don't know what that was all about. I guess he got a bonus turn there, which is kind of bullcrap, but oh well. Okay, our Hunchback did get... Alright. I'm going to move into the woods here, and then we're just going to brace to try and get our keep back, and also to give us the guarded trait and a turn that we normally wouldn't get it. Kintara got an extra bonus turn. I'm going to assume because it wasn't in sensor contact that happened. Okay, so it's got evasive going for it. As I said, I might just ignore it this turn and just use this opportunity to cool off.
Yeah. What can
So I could inspire, but again, I'm going to just cool off this turn. So we're just going to brace.
Just stay put and keep things cool.
Wildfire can use that inspire, though, because she's not that hot. So let's use the inspire, remove that evasive,
Show 'em what you got.
and we're going to open up on him with the auto cannons here.
Acknowledged.
Okay, managed to hit him with all of it. That's good. Now, of course, Kintara has a lot of armor, so this is going to be a little bit tough.
Awaiting orders.
Now, do we really want our Victor in the front line at this point? I'm going to say probably not. I am going to move, though. Hold on. Let me... Actually, this is maybe not a bad move, but I want to move in a way that we can kind of turn around here. Still move so that I'm getting evasive, and then I'm going to use the guard to just try and reduce damage, but also cool off. So we don't do a lot of damage this turn, but it gives us an opportunity. Looks like he's going to go after my hunchback, it looks like. Oh, with a punch. You know, of all the things I could do with Kintaro, that would be like my last choice.
Left and right.
Now, the upside of where this mech moved, though, is it's going to be hard for me to get in behind, I think. Yeah, I mean, the only way I can... Oh, I was about to say, it's going to be hard for me to get behind. It looks like I can get behind just fine. And I am going to open up on this guy with everything I've got because we're fooled off. Now, we don't necessarily have a great chance to hit here. But it's still worth a try. Please hit AC-20.
All weapons.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, there we go. Remove that right torso and right arm. Okay, now it is Sumo's turn. And we don't have a direct line of sight for some reason. I'm going to assume that that's the Victor in the way. We might even be better off just moving away a little bit and using that AC-10 and LRM-10 to best effect.
No problem.
Maybe turning off the medium lasers because they're probably not going to be in range. They're in range, but we're going to turn them off because we're still too hot. Fire away. Okay.
Now one.
Managed to get some crits there. Wildfire is just going to stay where she is and open up on this guy. 85% chance to hit with all their weapons.
Engaging.
Well, not the medium lasers. The Iromech, if you're not using those medium lasers, is just amazing from a heat efficiency standpoint. Okay.
Reporting.
We're going to want to move. We don't necessarily have a great chance to hit. I don't know if I punch, though, if I actually get the advantage of the evasive or not. This is actually maybe a good time to test that. So... yeah, let's test that out. Let's see if we get evasive if we go up and punch. This is for science. Because we did move, but I'm going to assume that you don't get evasive when you punch. And that looks like that's true. So unfortunately, they get to go first. So I don't really get to take advantage of the knockdown. I'm going to assume a punch is going to happen here, which that is exactly what happened.
Armor holding.
And you just gave me your back to pretty much all of my mechs, like several of my mechs here. So we can just attack here on the Kintaro, who normally would have guarded if it wasn't for the fact that it gave me its back. We'll put one medium laser in here.
Here it goes. comes your wake-up call.
Okay, we managed to hit with the AC-10. That back armor is extremely weak. And this mech is almost dead. Okay, so it's Ozone's turn. And let's finish this off in style. So we're going to inspire Ozone. At least I think so. Let's see what our chance to attack here is. All right, what happens after we inspire?
Yes, it's on now.
Okay. And we're going to make this all about that AC-20. All or nothing. AC-20 for the win. Nah, we're not going to go that far. We are going to fire everything else. But that would have been fun.
Here we go.
Oh, well, the AC-20 did it anyway. Boom. Should have had faith.
Target down.
All right, let's go on to the action report. Managed to get out with all of our mechs. Granted, again, we get the exact same enemy loadout. I'm hitting random. We just keep getting the same enemy. And unfortunately, the Kintaro, right now in the hands of the AI, is terrible. It keeps using that LRM-5 until all of its friends are dead, and then it's 4-on-1. That's not going to be... Even though the Kintaro is a fantastic mech, that's not going to be a fight that the Kintaro is going to be able to win. So... You know, obviously, it's a deficiency in the AI that I'm hoping that they rectify at some point. There needs to be a little bit better decision-making from the AI on using its weapons loadout. If you have a very heavy short-range loadout, yeah, you might have one long-range weapon, but if the rest of your firepower is short-range, you need to utilize your short-range firepower. That Kintaro should have been in there with that Victor, helping out the Victor, mixing it up in close. The AI would have had a lot better results in this fight if that had been the case. Instead, it was a uneven matchup from the beginning. I had numbers advantage from the very beginning. So, you know, that's something that obviously needs worked on. This is a pretty fun loadout. Autocannons, especially with some of the changes they made to this game versus the tabletop game. The Yager mech is fantastic as a support mech. You do have to keep in mind the direct fire limitations, that you're not going to have that LRM ability to attack out of line of sight. But if you are far enough back, it's possible that the enemy won't be able to see you. So it's still pretty good. But you just have to keep that in mind. The AC-2 is, I think, longer range than an LRM, if I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head. So it is a very long-range weapon. But of course, yeah, it comes with a high minimum range too, so you have to keep that in mind. But if you're using the Yager mech appropriately, which is at range, it's a pretty good support mech. Centurion's a solid, well-rounded mech. The Hunchback we've kind of seen, and Victor is the same kind of strengths that you see with that Hunchback, but especially with the Hunchback, it's all or nothing, and we saw a lot of that in this video. All or nothing. That AC-20 hits, it's fantastic. Or... let's put it this way, it hits and you really are not only hoping on the hit, you're hoping that the hit lands somewhere that's vital, not like a leg, like what we kept getting. Yeah, we could have eventually taken the legs out of an enemy, but that's actually very difficult to do because it depends upon you consistently hitting the legs, which is pretty difficult. But again, that's the nature of the beast. It's very all or nothing, so... that's kind of what you get. If you're missing those AC-20 shots, there goes a lot of your firepower down the drain, and the Victor suffers from that as well. Not as much because you have, in my opinion, that slight bit better backup firepower. You have an SRM-4 on top of those couple of medium lasers. Granted, you have 2 medium lasers in the Hunchback too, so it's not that big of a difference, but... in any case, yeah, very much that's the case. Whenever you have an AC-20, the main exception to that is the Atlas, just because the Atlas has so many other weapons. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.